In this world, some stories were never meant to be told in the daylight. Secrets hide behind abandoned walls and whispers echo from forgotten souls. Welcome to a place where safety is an illusion, and the truth is far more terrifying than fiction. I'm the narrator, and you've just stepped through the gate of horror. Turn off the lights and prepare yourself. They said the woods behind our new house were harmless. But on our third night there, we heard something playing from the dark. A song so old and so wrong that it still echoes in my head. Layla and I had been together for 10 years, and we got married 2 years ago. 3 weeks ago, we finally bought our first home in a quiet little town in Tennessee called Red Valley. We thought it would be the perfect place to start a new chapter in our lives. The house sat on a large piece of land, right in front of a thick patch of woods. That was one of the reasons we loved it so much. We planned to adopt a dog soon and maybe raise kids there someday. The first 2 nights were peaceful. We spent our days unpacking, laughing, and exploring the house. Everything felt perfect, but that changed on the third night. It was just past midnight when we heard it for the first time. Soft music playing somewhere outside. At first, I thought it might be coming from one of the neighbors, but the nearest house was too far away for the sound to be that clear. The tune was old, scratchy, and distorted, like it was coming from a broken radio. Layla and I looked at each other, confused. I opened the window and the sound became sharper. It was an old song, something that must have been from the 1940s. It was supposed to sound cheerful, but in that silence, in that darkness, it felt eerie. I went downstairs to check the backyard. When I turned on the light, there was no one there. I stepped outside, the grass cold beneath my feet. The song was louder now, but it wasn't coming from the yard. It was coming from the woods behind our house. I stood there listening until the song ended. Then everything went quiet again. I convinced myself it was just some local kids pulling a prank and went back inside. The next night it happened again. Around the same time, another song started playing. It was even louder than before. Layla sat up in bed, terrified. We hoped it was a one-time thing, but now it was happening again. I looked out the window and saw something small lying on the grass. It wasn't a person, but there was definitely something there. I told Layla I'd go check it out. She wanted to call the cops, but I told her I'd be quick. When I reached it, I realized it was an old radio, still playing that same creepy vintage music. I picked it up and held it toward the window to show Layla. Before I could say anything, she started screaming my name. "Run! Run inside now," she yelled. "Why?" I shouted back. "There are people behind you." My heart nearly stopped. I turned around and saw them. 3 figures standing at the edge of the woods. They weren't moving, just standing there, spaced apart, facing directly toward me. I dropped the radio and sprinted back to the house, slamming the door behind me. Layla was already crying. I called the police, my hands shaking. They arrived a few minutes later. We explained everything and showed them the radio. They took it as evidence and went to check the woods with their flashlights, but they didn't find anyone. After the officers left, we tried to calm down, but the house no longer felt safe. The woods behind our home felt alive, like something was watching. It's been a few weeks since that night. Nothing has happened since then. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind moves through the trees just right, I swear I can still hear that same old song playing from somewhere in the woods.